Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been seeing all your comments on TikTok asking me for reviews analysis for this one, so today, it's finally happening. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now let's not delay any further and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer found this router to be an excellent solution, especially for anyone living in a heavily congested wireless environment. The main highlight is its Wi-Fi 6E capability, which provides a clean, interference-free connection for compatible devices. Our reviewer notes that while the 6 GHz band has a similar range to the 5 GHz band, the real magic is in how the device intelligently manages the connection. It will automatically switch a device between the 6E, 6 and 5 GHz bands depending on its distance and any obstacles like walls. This isn't a flaw, it's the system working as intended to maintain the most stable link possible. This client emphasizes that the key to unlocking this performance is a specific setup that many users might overlook. By using a single network name, SSID, for all 3 bands and adjusting a few specific bandwidth settings, you allow the router to seamlessly hand off devices to the optimal frequency. Even when a device is moved to the more crowded 5 GHz band, it benefits from the router's advanced architecture. For example, our reviewer's gaming console, which doesn't even support the newest Wi-Fi standards, went from being unplayable due to interference on an old router to performing flawlessly on this one in the exact same spot. This stability is the crucial takeaway. While raw download speeds naturally decrease at a distance, the connection remains smooth and consistent, free from the spikes and drops common in areas with lots of competing signals. This makes it ideal for latency-sensitive tasks like gaming. For the best results, this user also recommends placing the unit as high as possible with its antennas pointing straight up. Ultimately, for someone needing a reliable, set-it-and-forget-it solution for a busy network, this router delivers a remarkably consistent and collision-free experience.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer found their home network struggling to keep up after an internet speed upgrade. With a growing number of connected devices, including multiple computers, streaming sticks, gaming consoles, and a full smart security system, their internet service provider's supplied equipment was a major bottleneck. Our reviewer was at their wits' end, having gone through 3 of the SP-provided routers, all of which were buggy and unreliable. Despite having a high-speed plan, the family constantly faced frustrating connected, no internet errors and saw Wi-Fi speeds that were a tiny fraction of what they were paying for. After a service technician confirmed that the problem was the router and that they could simply plug in a third-party unit, this client began researching a replacement. Seeking a long-term solution, they decided to invest in a model with modern 6E technology to future-proof their home network. After comparing options from several well-known brands, they settled on this particular router, which stood out for its strong reviews across both retail sites and reputable tech sources. The setup was as simple as promised. Within minutes of unboxing and plugging in the new hardware, the reviewer was online. The performance difference was immediate and staggering. Their wired desktop connection, which had previously struggled, was now pulling down speeds well over 700 Mbps. After a quick network reset on their smartphone, it too was achieving incredible wireless speeds of over 800 Mbps, with laptops also seeing a dramatic improvement. This new router completely solved the persistent network headaches, and after an extended period of flawless use, our reviewer reports that it continues to run perfectly, with no issues or regrets.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer seems to have a mixed experience with this router. Setting it up was definitely a hassle, not at all the plug-and-play experience they were hoping for. They couldn't get their desktop to connect initially and had to resort to using a smartphone and the Tether app to scan a QR code just to get started. Apparently, it took way longer than the average setup time mentioned in some online videos. However, once they got past the initial hurdles, this network device started performing reasonably well. They mention it offers more features than expected, although they don't delve much into specifics due to not using VPN functionalities. Interestingly, they observed a lower latency compared to their previous setup with a T-Mobile home internet gateway, but with a slight dip in speed. This trade-off might be worthwhile for gamers, according to our reviewer, prioritizing lower latency for smoother gameplay. Our client also touches upon the broader issue of internet infrastructure limitations, highlighting the lack of fiber optic options in their city. Instead, they're stuck with wireless home internet, which caps speeds significantly. They further remark that the 6 GHz band is only accessible for devices supporting Wi-Fi 6E despite the setup woes. They find that this router remains cool thanks to its good ventilation and hasn't experienced any failures after a couple days of use. Ultimately, they recommend this router as a solid option for people seeking an affordable upgrade with Wi-Fi 6E capabilities. Their major complaints seem to be its 6 antennas and large power brick. They also mention that the high number of devices connected to a single network impact the speed.
That's it for this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.